What's going on, Jerome's? Happy Labor Day, or as the Brits say, Labor Day. And hopefully you're having a good time. Just the end of summer because football season is upon us, damn it. That's right. This week, we're on to Cincinnati Bengals season opener in Northern Kentucky. It's going to be hot as hell on Sunday, but bring it on. So I want to take a look at the Vikings depth chart heading to week one. 53-man cuts, practice squad, all set up, ready to go. Now, you're going to see 22 names on offense, but they actually have 23. They don't have Ben Ellefson listed for some reason, and no, they don't have him listed on fourth team either, or other. You're not even third team, you're just other. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so we're going to go through and what it means, what it does not mean. Again, this is the official depth chart, except nothing's official, right? And remember, you can flex up 2 practice squad players per week during the season. And yeah, I think there's going to be some pretty clear flex up. First off, at quarterbacks, you got Kirk Cousins and Kellen Mond. And props to Zimmer for finally being like, all right, we'll give the rookie some love. But they brought back Sean Mannion. They brought back on the practice squad, and I can nearly guarantee that Mannion is going to be QB2 week one in Cincinnati, at least to start the season. I wouldn't be shocked if Kellen Mond is a game day inactive, and then they just bring up Sean Mannion from the practice squad at 1 or 2. I think the other one's going to be Amir Abdullah, who's also on the practice squad, because see, the Vikings are only carrying 2 running backs, and also Alexander Madison got dinged up in the preseason. So yeah, I think the 2 practice squad call-ups week one in Cincinnati, if I had to put some money on it, would be Amir Abdullah as well as Sean Mannion. Wide receiver wise, so carrying 5 on the roster. Probably would have been 6 if BB didn't get hurt. I think that the coaching staff and Spielman just got a little bit of love for Chad Beebe. But you got Jefferson, you got Thielen, you got KJ and ISM. Now, I don't think it's noteworthy that DD is listed on the third team behind KJ, behind ISM, because KJ was starting off at training camp, was the default wide receiver 3. I don't think he did anything to lose it. I think he showed pretty well. ISM really broke late and really showed off what he can do in the preseason. And DD's just been hurt. Well, hasn't been hurt. He's been they've been very slow working him back from his ACL. Got a couple of full practices in. I believe he practiced in full right before the Kansas City preseason game. Didn't play in it, which is fine. But I think DD could be the secret weapon, man. I think they know what they got, and they're just going to unleash him week one in Cincy. Love it. Offensive line, it's as expected. Rashad Hill is going to start week one against Cincinnati. I don't think that Darisaw, who hasn't practiced in full yet, and barring a miracle where he practices Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't see it. I don't see it. But you got Rashad Hill, Ezra Cleveland, Garrett Bradbury, Oli Udoh, one of the great stories of training camp, as well as Brian O'Neill. Pay that man his money. You're starting offensive line left to right. You got Mason Cole, the veteran swing interior backup, the new Brett Jones, Wyatt Davis, no matter what, champion at the bit to get on the field somewhere. Center Wyatt Davis, hello. I also got Blake Brandel making the roster, even though I said this a bunch of times. Zach Bailey played better than Blake Brandel, but that's an argument for another day. Maybe it's because Zach Bailey is a guard transitioning to right tackle, whereas Blake Brandel does have left and right tackle experience. Could be that swing backup. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Tight end wise, so you got Gronklin as your new tight end 1 with Irv out. You got Brandon Dillon, the Marion Barbarian, listed as tight end 2, but that's mainly because Chris Herndon has been in the building for 3 days? Something like that. Also, you got Ben Ellefson, the pride of Howley, Minnesota, as well as NDSU. He will be on this list at some point as well. Dalvin and Madison. Well, I know everyone's freaking out about how bad the offense looked, but you didn't have Dalvin. You didn't have Thielen for the most part. You didn't have Justin freaking Jefferson. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. CJ Ham, the best fullback in football, and that is the offense. Defensively, so this is Zimmer's wet dream, man. So they're carrying 27. They're carrying 27 defenders on the 53. Now, usually it's a 25-25 split or 26-24 in some cases, or 24-26. But yeah, you're able to do this because of the practice squad rules on game day. It's kind of fun. But defensive line wise, edge rushers first. So you got Daniil still listed at left defensive end. There have been some thought maybe they switch him over to right defensive end, but I think that Wanham has played in practice at right defensive end for the most part. Of course, that's where Everson buttered his bread since 2014. So 2010. I don't think they're going to switch. So I think Daniil's going to be a monster on that strong side, left side, strong side of the field. Plus, I think it is a little noteworthy that they have Wanham listed as a starter. I think that's going to be the plan going forward. DJ was pulled first from the Kansas City preseason game versus Weatherly, and Everson is going to be a rotational guy. And with Weatherly, his best side is that left defensive end spot. Because remember, when Everson missed some time in 2018, Daniil switched to right defensive end. Weatherly was left defensive end, and that's much more because Weatherly is comfortable on that side. I think he's a good, strong side defensive end. So I think that he will be subbing in for Daniil. I think he will play inside, and I think it will be DJ Wanham's job to lose. I mean, sure, Weatherly will get a couple snaps here or there, but I mean, if DJ Wanham shows up and shows out the season, he could, midway through the year, it could be the DJ and Daniil show with Weatherly and Everson in the background, which I'll take. Well, Everson will get in on passing downs and just get that ass, baby. That's right. 3-tech, you got Diesel, Dalvin Thompson, Sheldon Richardson. Now, they got James Lynch listed as nose tackle, but no. So, yeah, he should be listed as defense tackle. Pierce and Armand for Watts. Armand for Watts actually had himself a good camp. A little bit disappointing in 2020, but I think that he's really stepped up pretty nicely. Linebackers, so this one's important. So the Vikings carrying 7, which is an anomaly in the Spielman-Zimmer regime. But Anthony Barr, his status with his knee still up in the air for week 1. But your starters would be Barr, Kendricks, and Nick Candlelight. Vigil gets that third starting linebacker on paper nod, even though it's a 2 linebacker league. Nickel is the new base, and the Vikings are a nickel, 65% of their snaps, 70% of the snaps, something like that. Chaz Surratt, understudy on the weak side. I think eventually he may overtake it, but also Troy Dye is in that mix too. Blake Lynch, I think they do see him adding a little bit more weight and becoming that strong side linebacker. And if Barr misses, I think that Blake Lynch will get the start. That's what happened when Barr has been out. Blake Lynch is beginning that first team strong side linebacker snaps. Also got Ryan Connolly, probably Aaron Prairie, stupid Badger, as a special teams understudy as well. Cornerbacks wise, so they don't break this down into slot and outside, but Peterson and Breland, the 2 vets, going to be starting on the outside. Mac Alexander is going to be your slot. Maybe it's a little bit noteworthy that Dantzler is listed ahead of Harrison Hand and Chris Boyd, but also that might just be because the Vikings don't want to admit that Cameron Dantzler got outperformed by a 7th rounder and a 5th rounder respectively, but it is what it is. But if they needed a substitute for Peterson or Breland, just give him a breather, rotate out, I think it would be Chris Boyd first off the bench. So, yeah, I don't put too much stock into that. The 2 safeties, Harrison Smith and Xavier Woods, and then also got Metellus and Bynum backing him up. Special teams, Joe Barry. It's your cousin, Jordan Berry, as well as Greg Joseph, Andrew DiPaolo, back in purple. So that's going to be your trio of specialists. Also, ISM listed as kick returner. I think that is big, whereas DD is not listed at all. Maybe that could be a nod to his usage on offense, or it just could be that he was coming back from injury. I don't know. But, yeah, KJ Osborne backing up both of them. He was a really good returner at Buffalo and Miami. And also, I think it's a little bit noteworthy that they didn't list a starting punt returner because I think initially it is going to be a rotation with KJ Osborne, maybe DD Westbrook, and then off screen here they do have ISM listed, where Amir Smith-Marset actually looked really good returning punts because even though he never returned one in his college career at Iowa, he looked decent tracking it. KJ Osborne's pretty solid, and DD, of course, is that dude. But if DD is going to be the true blue wide receiver 3 in this offense, you don't want him returning too many punts and kicks. But also, yeah, even though I'm looking forward to DD, what he's going to bring, I think KJ and ISM are going to get their hacks as well because the Vikings are going to have to play a lot more 3 wide with Irv Smith out, indefinitely. He's probably going to be out for the season, but I'm excited to see what this offense is going to be, man. I know that everyone's kind of bummed because the starts and fits in training camp as well as they look sort of poopy, all teams in preseason, but also remember, this team is practicing against one of the best defenses in the league every single day, which, it sucks in practice because, you struggle every single day at work, but iron does sharpen iron. And so when the Vikings take the field against the Bengals, woo, let's go, man. Let's go. But that's it. That's a look at the Vikings official depth chart and what it means, what it does not mean. It really means nothing. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some of the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.